Good evening, I'm Jack Fujii, and welcome to the third session of Agriculture 194T, Focus on Agriculture. Focus on Agriculture is a one-credit course offered by your College of Agriculture, Forestry, and Natural Resource Management, and we come to you live every Thursday evening from the television studios located in the Mookini Library on the University of Hawaii at Hilo campus. And we also come to you by way of the Hawaii Interactive Television System and your local community TV access channel. For those of you joining us for the first time, Focus on Agriculture is a one-credit course to inform you about the various aspects of diversified agriculture in the state of Hawaii. And each semester we try to focus on a different subject area. But by popular demand, we're doing another cooking class this semester. And we're going to bring on board various cooks and chefs, and they'll prepare various dishes for you, emphasizing local agricultural produce. Before we go on, I'd like to just put my name and address on for those of you who might want to contact me. You can, if I may have the Elmo, if you have to get a hold of me, for some reason or another, you can write to me at University of Hawaii at Hilo, Capnarm, College of Agriculture, Forestry, and Natural Resource Management, 200 West Kauili Street, Hilo, Hawaii, 96720-4091. You can also phone me at 974-7393, or you can get a hold of me via fax at 974-7674, or for those of you on the internet, you can email me at jfujii@hawaii.edu. Also, the University of Hawaii at Hilo has excellent programs in College of Arts and Sciences and in Hawaiian Studies and the College of Agriculture. And if you know anyone that's interested in enrolling at the University of Hawaii at Hilo or have information about the University of Hawaii at Hilo, please give us a call at 1-800-897-HILO, or that's the same as 1-800-897-4456. And you can also email the UH administration at uhhadm@hawaii.edu, or you can visit our website at www.uhh.hawaii.edu, and you can look at all of our programs. So if you're interested in the College of Agriculture or the College of Arts and Sciences, College of Hawaiian Studies at the University of Hawaii at Hilo, you can get a hold of us by phone, email, or by the web. Since we are coming to you live at approximately 8 p.m., those of you in the viewing audience, and of course those of you here in Hilo, can call us and ask questions of our guest speaker this evening. Since we're coming to you live, we will have this evening another very interesting speaker. We have with us this evening from Honoka'a on the Big Island, we have Aunty Soon of Aunty Soon's Hot Stuff. And so we are going to be preparing all kinds of fancy, not fancy, but real easy, tasty dishes this evening. That's what Aunty Soon has informed me. So I am going to turn the class over to Aunty Soon, and why don't we start doing some fancy cooking here, Aunty?
Aloha. Before I start, I'd like to thank Dr. Fujii for having me here tonight. And I'm not an expert on the cooking. We're not going to have any fancy dinner or anything, but something simple and anybody can handle. Cooking to me is like whatever product you have around you, and just have come up with some recipes and make your own, you know, for your taste, and have fun with it. I think that's all about. Before I came over, I stopped in the grocery store. I picked up some Korean Chinese cabbage. We call wonbok, and then also we have Pecan, the locally grown, and some locally grown cucumber, and then also we have some Kim's relish here, course, I brought my own sauce and hot stuff and some kimchi sauce. And also we have a pickled relish and some oils, macadamia nut oil. So something it's very easy and quick, anybody can handle. I start out with some cold soba noodle.
Okay.
In the mainland they call it buckwheat noodle, but over here everybody knows as soba.
Soba or buckwheat noodles, right? Okay. So your first dish this evening is going to be cold soba noodles, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since we have a limited time, so I already cooked ahead of time. Mostly there's a package that has a direction already, so you can follow that direction. And the one quick tip is last rinsing, and you just put it on a chill, cold water, and keep them from sticking for the noodles. So, and I got already drained, ready to go.
Okay. And the soba noodle you can get locally, right, Auntie?
Yes. And I put some sesame seed oil to mix it in real good because it's has a lot of starch and they tends to stick. So I just put some oil to separate them.
Oil.
A couple spoons will do it.
And you've got quite a bit of noodles in there.
I hope we can eat.
You're going to feed the whole army here. Okay, so the sesame seed oil
just to separate them
just
first.
kind of separates the noodles apart. I see.
And also gives you good flavor too.
Ah, okay. So if you didn't put the sesame seed oil, it'd be the noodles would be kind of sticking
probably
together.
Stick together, yes.
Okay.
And here's
what?
my sauce. It's available in the locally, any supermarket you can get. And the recipe requires for about a couple spoons for each soba package, but I'll just go ahead and put it in.
Okay. And is this hot sauce really hot, or?
It's compared to other sauce they have it out there. It's not really that hot. It's more mild side.
And so that was about how many teaspoons or tablespoons?
One package usually I use about a couple tablespoons.
Couple tablespoons per package of soba.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna mix a little bit more.
Now it's starting to look like spaghetti.
Yeah. Because I never made it this much before, so bear with me with
Well, that's the thing. You just add to taste. If it's not enough, you just add some more, right?
Yes. Because if you like the hot, and you can always add a little more soyu. So I mean the sauce.
Okay.
So here we go again. I'm making a mistake already.
So how long have you been in the business of making hot sauce here on the Big Island?
Well, it's going on about 4 years already. A lot of people already knows about my hot sauce, but still we need a little more promotions and help for other people to recognize.
And so the noodles come dry, are they, or are they?
This particular package, it comes like this. I sometimes use the foreign shoot noodles.
Let me see that package, and I can put it on the Elmo, and then people can see it.
This one.
This is not.
This is not the same one. This is a regular soba buckwheat noodle.
I see.
And I like to use this one sometime too.
Okay, so I'll just put this one on. You can also use this.
Yeah, it takes about 10 minutes to cook.
Okay, let me see if I can get. Can we have the Elmo, please? There we go. So you can also use this. This is the fern shoot
Noodle, yes.
noodles, so that's why it's green.
The manufacturing in the Hilo, I think.
Okay.
And I just threw in some vegetable, cucumbers, anything available that you have it in the refrigerator.
Okay. Well, maybe we can get an overhead shot of that, or another shot. So on top of the soba.
Yeah.
What did you put on there? You put on.
I got some cucumber here and some red color for bell pepper.
Okay.
And some yellow daikon.
Okay.
And sometimes, depending on what type of meat that you have, you can just add it into. I got some ham tonight.
Ham, sliced ham. Okay.
Sliced ham. And a lot of people just use it with the kimchi namasu. It's all ready to go. Has already seasoned, already in it. So I'll just add it in for color.
Okay. And so the dry soba, how long do you boil that?
Usually the package says
Just follow
different timing depending on thickness. Yes.
Okay.
It has between 10 to about 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I think this is ready to go.
This is ready. Okay. I don't know if our camera can get a hold of this, but I'll just put it over here. So that is the cold soba noodles.
Yes.
Okay. Looks good. And that was kind of easy to prepare.
Yeah, it's nice and quick and easy for anybody can handle lunchtime when you have not enough time. And now I'm going to try with some seafood.
Okay, and Auntie Soon here will prepare a seafood plate.
Normally I only cook for 2 servings, but tonight I'm going to cook for the army, so hopefully it comes out okay.
Okay.
We have some the Korean daikon. I just chopped them ahead of time. I put it on the bottom. And depending on what type of vegetable you have, you can use Chinese cabbage or some head cabbage, either way, whichever you prefer.
So you don't have a restaurant up there, do you?
No,
Auntie?
no.
You just prepare the hot sauce?
Yes.
Okay.
So I usually put a vegetable on the bottom, just in case if you burn them or something, you're not wasting all the seafood. So I use a vegetable first.
And for those of you who just joined us, you're watching Agriculture 194T, Focus on Agriculture. And this evening we're featuring Auntie Soon's Hot Stuff. And we have with us Auntie Soon Burnham, who will be preparing a seafood plate now.
The recipe calls for a paka paka, but tonight I couldn't find it, so I just use a mahi mahi.
Okay.
Just slice, flare little pieces together here. And some shrimp.
Okay.
And scallop.
Shrimp, scallop, wow.
And I don't know what this called. The ones are mussel and the other ones are clamp. Or
Okay.
I'm learning too.
Mussels and clams.
Clams.
And so how did you come across these recipes, Auntie?
Well, since we started with the hot sauce, and I just kind of experiment with the different, the recipes, and this is the most popular ones. A lot of people like them. So.
Okay, and then what's next?
And then I chop some celery on
Chopped
top.
celery, okay.
And green onion together.
And green onions.
And a mushroom.
Okay. And what's next?
And on the recipe, so they ask for cold water. For some people, they don't like to use a lot of the meat type of thing. And so tonight I'm just going to use the chicken broth.
Okay.
For about 1 can of chicken broth right now. And then same hot stuff goes in. If you have about a pound of fish, seafood, I use a couple of tablespoons. So tonight it looks like I have about 5 pounds here, so I'm going to use about half a bottle here.
Okay. So how did you get into the business of making all of these sauces?
Well, it's something that we turning into a vegetarian when we came over here, and only the Korean sauce will help for most of the vegetarian dishes. So we kind of play around a little bit, and then somebody says, well, it tastes good, so we started it. So, okay, now the next one is I'm going to put some
Pepper?
black peppers.
Okay.
And I already chopped some garlic here. I use about a spoon.
What was that again, Auntie?
The garlic, about a spoon.
Okay.
And I'm going to put it on about medium heat. The seafood tends to cook slowly, I think. So I just put it on the medium.
Okay. Now this is a case where small flame will do well.
So we let it set and cook for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
So you have to time it for us.
All right. 15 minutes. I hope I don't forget.
And within about 10 minutes, I'm going to start putting in tofu and some calamari and some
Okay.
onion later on. So
Some tofu and calamari goes in a little later.
yeah, about
Okay.
after halfway cooked.
Okay. So so far we've had the cold soba noodles
And the
this-
seafood's ready.
Now we're in the process of preparing the seafood plate, and next on Auntie Soon's agenda here is Ahi Poki, I
Oh,
believe.
we'd like to try kimchi first.
Oh, the kimchi.
Yeah,
Okay.
the local style.
All right. Hawaiian style kimchi. Okay.
So while the seafood's cooking, and I'll just go ahead and try to make
Okay.
some. This is a head cabbage, about 1.5, and I already salt them. You just cut them bite size the way you like them, and you salt them with the sprinkle over. I usually use a Hawaiian rock salt, accordingly a recipe about a spoon, and then you let it set for about an hour, and rinse it and all ready to go. So I'm going to try this right now.
Okay, so that's just chopped up, is that cabbage or wamba?
Head cabbage.
Head
Yeah.
cabbage, and then you sprinkle a little bit of Hawaiian salt
And salt them about an hour.
and let it sit
Yeah,
an
just
hour.
before you start cooking the dinners, about an hour early, you can do this and you can have a dinner with the dinner together.
Okay.
Okay, so this is about 1.5 head cabbage, and it's already salted. Now I'm just going to put some julienne Korean daikon, about a cup.
Okay. So the Korean daikon is different from the other daikon?
Yes, the Korean daikon is a little bit more firm and crunchier. It has
And
a less
is
water.
that typical?
Yes, this is a Korean
So,
daikon.
so it's
yeah.
much larger than the regular. The regular daikon is more slender.
Japanese is more slender and elongated. The Koreans are a little bit more round. I usually pick them smaller the better.
I
It has
see.
a little bit more sweeter taste. And then some cup of cucumber.
Okay, cup of cucumbers chopped.
And I put can of pineapple because since we're in Hawaii, might as well use some pineapple.
Hawaiian style. Okay.
Just the
Crushed pineapple.
crushed ones and whole cans.
Okay. What size can was that about? It's not
This
the
is about 8 ounce. I think.
8 ounce
Yeah,
can?
It's about an 8
Okay.
ounce, yeah. Oh, depends on how, because I don't use any MSG, so I like to have a little sweeter flavor, so I use that. And we have 8 ounce plastic, it comes with a plastic bottle. About 8 ounce, it goes with the 1 head cabbage. So
and what is that sauce called?
It's an Aunty Soon's kimchi sauce.
Oh, Auntie Soon's
It's
kimchi
all ready to
sauce.
go, so you don't have
Oh.
to chop garlics or ginger. It's already in there.
Okay, and you just pour the whole container in there just about?
Depending on how hot you like them. If you like them, you can put a whole bottle.
Okay.
I'm just going to try to save a little bit tonight.
Okay.
And
Well,
some
I hope
green.
the crew back there made rice tonight.
Oops.
I think they did.
We got to have a rice with this kimchi tonight. Some green onions.
Okay, chopped green onions.
And once in a while, I add a little bit more garlic because some people says it's the sauce doesn't have enough garlic in it, so I'll just put a little bit in here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my hand.
So where do you market all of your sauces? Locally in supermarket?
Most of the supermarkets and also the lungs and health food stores everywhere. Yes. So at this point, we're just gonna go and mix it with what the Hawaiian call lomi lomi. So I just mix it real well.
Okay.
I use pineapple because a lot of Korean people says, "Oh my gosh, pineapple with the kimchi doesn't sound right." But I use that because we don't use any MSG, so it gives a little sweeter taste, and also it helps for garlic breath. So I put it in. Anybody can handle, from child to all persons.
And so once you prepare that, then you put it in this...
This makes about a half a gallon, and you can just go ahead and serve like this just before the dinner. And I'll just go ahead and put it in a jar tonight to show you.
Is it better to let it sit for a little while?
No, you can just put it in a jar and have them sit overnight in a regular room temperature, and then next day you can just put it in the ice box.
I see. Wow, that is really a quick way to make kimchi for the kimchi lovers.
Well, mostly traditional Korean kimchi, it takes a little longer. Takes time to prepare and all that. But this is something that has a kimchi flavor, and at the same time, you can handle less than an hour and have it, with the dinner on the same night. And some people think it's tastes like a salad too. So
I guess it all depends on how much hot sauce you put inside there.
yes.
Did you say you're starting to market some of your products on the mainland?
We're just starting the hot sauce and into a commissary in the mainland right now. Hopefully it'll take off, but it's just starting right now. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it go all over the world.
Do you find the market pretty good on the mainland? The military people in the commissary seem to like your
so far,
hot
yeah.
sauce?
So far we're doing okay, and there's a lot of competition out there in the mainland. So we cannot go into regular supermarket right now. But eventually I think we'll probably will. Okay, so when you put them in the jar, make sure you pack them down real tight, have a juice floats on top. And I think I got a little too much, so.
Okay.
The secret is you have a juice sits on the top of the jar, and it ferments it better, and also has a good crunchy taste. Okay, we'll let it set over there for a few minutes.
And there's our kimchi. And next...
So I'm going to try poki.
Okay, now we're going to do the Ahi Poki. Okay. And again, for those of you who just joined us, we hope you stay tuned to Focus on Agriculture every Thursday evening from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on this very same channel. And this evening we have Aunty Soon's Hot Stuff with Aunty Soon Burnham. And now Aunty will be preparing the Ahi Poki.
Okay. The same thing with the ahi. It's everybody has an expert on the ahi poki over here, but what we do is I drop some sesame seed oil.
Okay.
To keep them sticking each other, just like a noodle. They tend to stick too.
Okay. And how much?
Just a couple. I got about 5 pounds there.
5 pounds of
so
ahi.
So it's about a cup of spoons.
Okay.
About a cup of spoons. This one I think I better
you
use.
Just cube the ahi.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can buy poki cut ahi or any other type of fish in the grocery store easily. Or when you go fishing, you have a plenty of poki there too.
So did you ever enter a poki contest, Auntie?
We tried at Sam Choi's poki contest once, and we won the 4th place.
4th place.
Using my kimchi sauce too, yeah.
And is this going to be the same?
It's a little different. It's simple tonight. It's very easy and quick and easy.
I think you'll get first place on Focus on Agriculture. Okay. And
I put some ogo. It's a locally grown. I think it's in the Kona side.
And about how much ogo would you say?
Oh, about a cup. Yeah, I usually put about a cup.
Okay.
Because some people like some. And I have some chopped onion here. You can chop either way, elongated or.
Okay, chopped green onions.
You can see I don't measuring it.
And of course, all of these recipes will be in our cookbook, which will be available at the end of the semester.
Yes. And some black pepper.
Okay, black pepper.
And now I can use this leftover kimchi sauce here.
Would you call this the kind of a Korean style kimchi?
Kimchi Ahi Poki, yes.
Okay. Looks like good poo-poo too. Yeah?
Yes, I think so. Okay, then I just go ahead and put it on the plate.
Okay.
I tried at 2 different plates. The ones with my daughter suggested use this one.
What did you line the plate with?
I just chopped with the garnishing with the daikon.
Okay.
And some pickled ginger.
Red bell pepper. Boy, that looks good. Nice healthy chunks you got there.
The grocery store got a little too big for us tonight.
Looks good.
And just sprinkle over some sesame seeds. And I'll use another plate.
Okay.
Too.
I wonder if can the overhead camera swing all the way over to this? Maybe not. Let me move this. Let me move the plate over to here, and maybe the camera can get that a little better.
Okay.
How's that?
I'm just gonna try to save it time. And with the lettuce, some same red pickled ginger.
I'm getting hungry already, Auntie.
How's that?
Looks good. And
then some sprinkle over with the sesame seeds.
Okay.
Oh, the roasted sesame seeds.
Okay, and
There we go.
let's see. I wonder. Well, I'll just put this right here. Maybe the camera can.
Okay, I didn't time this seafood, did you?
It's about 7. Okay.
We got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 15 minutes now. Actually, another
Okay.
minute, and it'll be
So
15
I'm going to
minutes.
put calamari, because calamari usually, if you cook them too long, it gets really tough and chewy. So I
Okay.
usually put it on the last.
Okay, the calamari goes right on top, or the squid, and diced tofu.
Some cube, I just cut them cube size.
Okay. Auntie, do you think I could move some of this while they're over there? Can I move some
Okay.
of this over to the side here? And then...
Okay, at this point, I can always add some more hot
Okay.
sauce on top of the tofu.
All right.
Gives you better flavor. Okay, now we got to go another about 5 to 10 more
Another
minutes.
5 to 10 minutes? Okay. So about 7:40 p.m. Our seafood plate will be prepared. Okay, what's
Okay.
next?
Okay, now we're gonna try, we tried the hot sauce and kimchi sauce already. We're gonna try pickled relish, jalapeno pickled relish. You
Okay.
can find in stores and use it with
Going to make a, is this
Tuna,
the
is it-
jalapeno shoyu dressing?
that's for the salad dressing. We're gonna use it for tuna sandwich.
Oh, okay.
Sandwich meat.
We're gonna prepare or you're gonna prepare the tuna sandwich spread?
Yes.
Okay, tuna sandwich spread. Okay,
I already drained the water. I use a spring water tuna,
okay,
and this is about 3 pounds, I think.
about 3 pounds
3
of
pounds.
tuna. Okay,
And according to, you probably have a recipe with you, just put some celery,
chopped diced
about a
celery.
cup, yeah,
Okay,
about a cup. And some onion and mayo.
onions, chopped onions, green onions. And mayonnaise.
I put it in the mayo depending on how much, the mayo you like. So just enough to stick together.
Okay. And then what is that?
This is a jalapeno pickled relish.
Okay.
It's pickled them already and just chopped ready to go. So you can, depending on how hot you like, you can use a whole jar or just a couple of spoons. Either way, whichever you
Okay.
prefer.
Jalapeno relish.
I'm just going to put a half a jar today.
Okay. Is that kind of hot or?
Once we pickle them, it loses a little heat, so it's not that really hot. It's not like a fresh jalapeno, but this is a little bit, it has a little heat, but it's not really that hot.
I can smell the jalapeno from here. Okay. Well, it looks good. And this is actually for a sandwich or something.
Yes, you can use it for sandwich lunch, or just put it on a little crackers for just adults or when the people comes over. So it's something that you can handle very easily, and nowadays everybody don't have much time and hectic life, and so try to save some time.
And did you come up with all of these recipes, Auntie?
Most of them, yes.
I guess you got to show the people how to use your hot sauce and your different
Yes.
products, right?
Yes. So far, this is something that you can do very easily, but there is other recipes takes a little more time. I use for lunchtime. You can use any type of bread. I use this French bread to. A lot of big guys like them too.
Almost like a Subway or something, huh? Wow, that looks good.
At this point, if you like, you can try some alfalfa sprouts. Some people like them, alfalfa sprouts. You can go like this. I don't want to mix it together with the tuna. It doesn't look right some reason. So.
And if you wanted to put tomatoes or whatever
Yes,
in there, you can just put whatever you like in there, right?
You can wedge it with some tomatoes.
And so with the jalapenos in there, it gives it kind of a little spicy.
It's a little, yeah, spicy flavors.
Okay. Guess what we're going to have to do later on in the class is to cut those into bite-sized pieces so everyone will have a chance to taste it.
Yes, we can do that. Because with the tuna and the mayo, I think it cuts down the heat, so even children can handle this tuna sandwich.
Well, our calamari seafood plate is really going, and it's almost 7:40. I want to make sure that
it looks good.
Look all right?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we don't have some overcooked seafood there.
Okay, I'll go ahead and finish this later.
I wonder if we can put that up there somewhere where they can see it. Or I guess our overhead camera can get that. That was a good shot from the overhead camera.
Okay, I'll move some of these over here.
Yeah.
You can tell this is my first time, right?
No, it's okay.
I'm not very organized yet. Okay, and then you can put some extra alfalfa sprouts on the side.
For those who like
likes
alfalfa
more,
sprouts.
yeah.
Okay.
And here's my pickled jalapeno.
Also, you have
if they like extra hot, they can have some of these too.
So you also have a pickled jalapeno.
Yes.
Ah, and just cut them lengthwise. And for those who really like it hot, you just put several of those in there, huh?
Yes. And then I add some either
Taro chips?
Hawaiian taro chips or the potato chip, whichever you prefer.
Oh, yes. So that's a real good snack.
The big guys for lunch, huh?
Yeah. Okay. And of course, all of these chips are made locally too, right?
Yes. I prefer taro chip because it has a good flavor.
Okay. And maybe you can just put that right up on the front there, and then the overhead camera can zoom into our tuna sandwich using Auntie Soon's hot stuff. Okay.
Okay, we can finish
So
this later on.
The seafood plate, Auntie, is $7.40. How's it look?
Okay, I think it looks okay. We're about
Right.
done.
Yeah, I can smell it. Lower the heat a little.
Okay, we'll just simmer for about 5 more minutes. Okay, the next one, I'm gonna try using my jalapeno juice. There's a soyu in it, and it has a good flavor of a soyu. It's all natural. I'm gonna make some salad dressing.
Okay, this is going to be the jalapeno shoyu dressing.
Yes.
Okay.
After you took it out and use it for jalapeno or chop or make sandwich, you will have a juice left over. And whatever leftover juice, I'll just go ahead. It has some vinegar already, so you don't have to use a lemon.
Okay.
Because this is going to be like an oriental dressing, so I use some sesame seed oil.
Okay.
1 cup of soyu, I'll use about 3 spoons of sesame seed oil.
1 teaspoon per cup
The cups, yes.
of shoyu. Okay.
And I use macadamia nut oil to mix together. Gives you a unique flavor. And this particular has already seasoning in it, so this one about a cup of spoon.
Okay. And a little
And
bit
some
of
black peppers.
black pepper.
And I use about 1 spoon of garlic.
Okay. 1 tablespoon of garlic.
Yes. And some sesame seed, roasted sesame seeds, and about chopped green onions.
Okay. So how big is your kimchi factory or your hot sauce factory over there in Honokawa?
Well, it's not too big. It's a small size, but we have all the equipment there that minimize, the handwork, and we can handle Hawaii steak quantity. It'd be okay with that place.
So now, if there's farmers out there that are growing jalapeno peppers, do you purchase locally grown jalapeno peppers?
Yes.
And if they wanted to grow some, how would they get a hold of you? Are you in the phone book, Auntie?
Yes, we have the phone numbers on the bottles.
Okay.
And also, most of the farmers are, we're into the farmers, what do they call, the co-op groups, so a lot of people knows me already. Anyone who interest in growing peppers, you can always call me and see how.
So what other agricultural crops do you use in your dishes that you purchase from local growers?
So far we use jalapeno right now, and also we're interested in growing some Korean pepper that goes into hot sauce and kimchi sauce.
And where, do you have a source of seeds for the Korean hot chili pepper?
Yes, we can get them in the seed from the seed company throughout mainland or Korea. Yeah.
Okay.
And I have about 10 serving.
Okay.
And I use romaine and red lettuce, and also some green salad type of thing. I just mix it all together. And
you just mix it together, and there you have the jalapeno shoyu dressing salad.
It has a sesame seed oil in it. It makes a kind of unique oriental dressing, so it gives you good flavor too.
Do you think you're going to expand into making these salad dressings also, or?
I don't know. Right now, jalapeno is a handful right now. Hopefully, eventually, if everybody likes it, we can try too.
So what are the different types of products that your company makes now? You've got the hot sauce.
So far, I have 3 products, all different sizes. The jalapeno is the latest one.
Okay.
I think
pickled jalapenos.
yes.
And what about the other diced jalapeno?
Those are, we don't have a much quantity right now, so we just use it in a KTA as a mountain apple brands for right now.
That's the jalapeno relish, right?
Yes, jalapeno pepper relish.
Okay.
And we hopefully, if we have enough grower to handle the quantity, we'll be able to do other stores and other state too. Because the commissary, they're waiting for that one too, but we don't have a farmer to grow jalapeno at this point.
So if you really get to the commissaries and it goes big, you're really going to have to get a lot of jalapeno farmers out here on the Big Island, huh?
I think so, yes. Hopefully, someday. Okay, I think I'm done.
Okay, now you're going to put it in a nice bowl. You know, Auntie, we still got 10 minutes, but...
I can put that
okay,
plate.
we still got the seafood plate to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm just going to leave it to all the fancy dishes for the experts. And I just come up with a simple, anybody can handle, quick and easy for lunchtime or dinner using my sauce. And if I can do it, I think anybody can do it too. So hopefully
if Auntie
enjoy
soon
it.
can, you can,
You
right?
can.
Okay.
That's right.
So do you plan to remain in Honokaa, or do you plan to expand and move out, or what are your future plans?
This point, we don't know yet. We still has a lot more to go to figure out whether we have to expand it or not. But right now, we're at the stage for expanding in the mainland. So once we have that, we might have to move out a bigger place.
So how many employees do you have over there?
Right now, almost the machine does everything. So we got two part-time workers, and then I do the most everything with the delivering and the sales.
Okay, and garnish it with sliced
some
cucumbers. And what do you think the key is for opening up a small business like this, Auntie? What does it take?
Well, to me, just if you have some good idea, and if you hesitated, you will never make it. So just go ahead and push it through and see what happens. And that's what I did. And it seems like I'm doing okay so far. It's just to come up with a good idea, and you have a willpower to push it through it. I think that's the main key, I would think.
Okay.
So I did struggle. Oh, we're still struggling for 4 years, but I think we'll see, you know, the lot of potentials coming up, and hopefully we'll do okay.
So is the equipment that you use to do all of these things very expensive, or?
It's various, depending on what type of machinery that you bring it in. Mostly I brought from the mainlands. I have a bottle.
What you're putting on there on top?
Oh, it's just edible flowers. I didn't get enough tonight.
Okay.
Just for the decorations. So here's a salad with using that. Hopefully you folks like it.
Okay. And then now we'll see how the seafood plate turns out, right? Okay.
So now you can And this is not my kitchen. Is that turned off?
I think so.
There.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I put this over here? It's not going to be that hurted anything?
Maybe what I'll do is I'll put some paper here and then you can put it right on top
Okay.
of that.
Okay. This is a rubber mat. Oh, it should be okay.
I wonder if maybe, can you open the pot over there, Auntie?
leave-
Then the overhead camera can zoom right into it and the
They can
camera's
see
right
it?
above you there. Yeah, now. How does it look? There it is. Ah.
Smells good, huh?
Well, it seems like the whole class is smiling, so.
Well, I don't have a right utensil. I'm just going to have to take time to.
Oh, okay, no problem.
And if you want to be make a fancy dishes, you can put some chop like a cabbage underneath to make it look nice.
Did you, you didn't shell, or did you shell the shrimp, or?
Yes, I did.
You did,
Yeah,
okay.
today. I always emphasize fresh is the better.
And of course, you can put in any kind of seafood in there, actually, if you wanted to, right?
Yes. So, like I said, it doesn't have to be a certain type of thing. I think it's just depending on what you like, and whatever available that you can get hands on it, and just add it in.
Let me see if I can move some of your hot sauce over, and then you can put it right in
Put
the
it over
front
there.
here.
Okay.
I don't know if you can reach over there, Auntie.
Okay.
Okay,
and,
now the overhead camera can go over and
I'll just
what
put
is
some
that?
little shredded onions.
Okay,
Sometimes the people uses it as a lemongrass. And then I have some chopped red color jalapeno strip. If you
is
want
that
to
fresh
be brave.
jalapenos?
Yes.
Oh,
If you want to be brave, you can try that.
okay, so just make sure you don't confuse that with sweet pepper.
Sweet pepper. I do have some sweet pepper in here too.
Oh, okay. The red one is the jalapeno, and the green one is the
The jalapeno too.
jalapeno. Wow.
You can always just push it aside. So
Okay.
okay,
And,
so there's a seafood plate.
and is that about it? Or are you going to do anything else, or that's pretty much it?
I think we made it, didn't we?
Okay.
All the 6 of them.
Okay, well, we've come to that portion of the class where those of you in the viewing audience, and of course those of you here in the studio, can ask questions of our guest this evening, Aunty Soon Burnham, who's the owner of Aunty Soon's Hot Stuff out there in Honoka'a. And we are coming to you live, so we have the numbers on the screen, 974-7726, 974-7727. For those of you on the Big Island, and of course those of you on the outer islands, you can call us collect at 961-9041. And we have a question here from our classroom. Patrick, why don't you go ahead with the question?
Yes, Auntie Soon, I had a question for you tonight. You know these recipes you're enjoying and sharing with us tonight, on the level of hotness, what would you classify it as? 1 being real mild, and 4 being very hot. For each dish that you presented to us tonight, could you go down the line and say which one is
Which one?
very hot, mild, you know, etc., like that? And also, do you cook your sauce?
No, mostly it's just a raw. Only the hot stuff is the one that we have to cure for 2-3 months. Rest of it is just a raw material, just added together. And it gives you a lot of, has an enzyme and helps you more digestion too. To me, the hotness is, actually the jalapeno is the one that I came up with. The last one is the hottest one. But where I cook them, because especially tuna, you can mix with the mayo and tuna meat, it cuts down the heat. So I would, to me, it's like 1 to 10, probably about 2 or 3. But if you eat them fresh, I mean whole pickle like this, it will be about a 10. So the soyu, it's a little bit already the heat in it to make the hot soyu. And rest of them, it's about 3 or 4, I would think.
Thank you, Auntie.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for the question there, Patrick. And I understand we have a phone caller on the line. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Yes, I'm calling from Hilo.
Yes, go ahead.
I want to know what you put in the tuna sandwich mix.
Okay, Auntie, can you quickly go over the mixture that you mixed into the tuna sandwich?
Yes, it's
Bread?
very simple. I use a spring water tuna and some chopped celery and green onion and jalapeno pickled relish and some mayo, depending on how hot you want them. And just mix it together how you like them, and that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank
Bye.
you for calling from Hilo. And I'm going to need some help out there, folks. We have no callers at the present time. Do we have any questions? We have a question from our class here. Bill, why don't you go ahead with the question?
I understand you only hire 2 half-time person.
Yes, for right now.
And in other words, all of the chopping and everything are all done by machine.
Most of the time, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And we have a caller. Thank you for calling. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Hi, I'm calling from Hilo,
Yes?
and I think it's a very good presentation she has.
Thank you.
And could you go over on the poki recipe?
Okay, Auntie, can you quickly
Poki, I
go to
use,
Poki?
yes, poki, I use the ahi. It's called tuna. Mainland people call tuna. Over here, everybody calls ahi. And it's uses some kimchi sauce and onion and a little bit ogo. And I think that's it. The kimchi sauce has most seasoning already in it with the garlic and ginger, and also some the fishy sauce in there too to make a good flavor. So it's already seasoning in that sauce, and that's all we got in that poki mix.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for calling from Hilo, and I think we have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Hi, my name is Carolyn. I was just checking on your kimchi
Uh-huh. And
Yes,
where are you
from-
calling from?
from Mountain View.
Okay. And you'd like to know something about the kimchi?
Yes.
Okay, Auntie, why don't you say something
this-
about the kimchi?
This kimchi, it's a head cabbage kimchi. Korean wonbak kimchi takes a lot of timing, and so I just come up with something real quick in Hawaiian style. And head cabbage with some little cucumber and daikon, Korean daikon, and some onions, and use my kimchi sauce. You can make the half a gallon with about 1.5 heads, or depending on the sizes cabbage you get, head cabbage.
You can use head cabbage or?
Yes, I use the head cabbage. Yeah.
And where can I
And
get
has-
the daikon from?
I'm sorry?
What kind of daikon did you use?
Oh, the Korean daikons. Yeah, it's a
How
locally
does it look
grown.
like? In the store? What is that, the long one or short?
The long one is elongated ones are Japanese daikon. It has more watery. You use it for other things. But the Korean daikons, it's good for best with the kimchi and radishes, things like that.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for calling from Mountain View. We have We have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Yes, I'm calling from Hilo, and I was wondering if Aunty Soon would consider opening a restaurant in Hilo or somewhere on the island.
Okay, Aunty,
I wish.
if you get your hot sauce going, have you considered opening up a restaurant here in Hilo or in Honoka'a?
Well, thank you for your confidence, but cooking it's not my cup of tea. It actually, sauces is something that easy, everybody can handle. But making a kimchi and cooking is a lot of work, I think. So I don't know. Maybe later on, if somebody puts money in, maybe I can come help. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for calling from Hilo. We have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
I'm calling from Kaneohe,
Okay.
and I would like to know if you can buy the sauces on Oahu, and if that's the case, where?
Okay, Auntie, caller from Kaneohe on Oahu. Where can they get your hot sauce over there?
Yes, it's been up there for almost 3 years. There's some fulan and also the longs and commissary and military commissary in there too. But I think you should ask when you go in a grocery, just ask for it, and maybe if they don't have them, they will carry it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell your supermarket manager to get some of that Auntie Soon hot sauce.
Yes.
We have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Hi, I'm calling in Maui. I have a question regarding on the seafoods, the one that she did a while ago. I didn't get it, that one.
Okay, Auntie, can you go over the seafood again, real quick like?
Gosh, I can't I can't remember. I just throw in everything. I used some Korean cabbage and some daikon to have a good soup base out of it, and then whatever seafood you can hands on it. I got some shrimp and mussel and clam, and then also some tofu and some fresh fish that you can get hands on it. I got mahi-mahi in there. And then just cook with my hot sauce for about 15-20 minutes, and then that's it.
Do you have to saute first before you have to put them together?
Most of them, I just bought a fresh one and I prepare for that.
Oh, you have to put in the pot all together.
Oh yeah, I put some of the shrimps and scallops and fish earlier, and then about halfway I put tofu and some calamari in later on, because calamari usually tends to get tougher and chewy if you cook them too long. So I add a little bit later on, and it gives you, mixed with the hot sauce, gives you flavor, good flavor.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in.
Okay, well, thank you for calling from Maui. We have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm calling from Paradise Park.
Okay.
And first of all, I'd like to thank Aunty Soon for bringing in more recipes to Longstruck.
Thank you.
Because I did call her up. And on the kimchi tonight, when she used the crushed pineapple, I wanted to know if it was drained or do you use the syrup and all?
Well, I just put it in everything. It's, the sweet juice itself has give a little bit better, sweeter flavor, so I just put a whole can in it.
Okay, thank you so much again. Everything looks great.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for calling from Paradise Park. We wish you were here joining us this evening. We have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Yes, I'm calling from Ainalo. I have a question about the kimchi. What type of cabbage was used to prepare that?
That was head cabbage.
Oh, head cabbage. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and question, please?
Yes, I'm calling from Mountain View.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if it's possible that the camera could take a shot of her products so we could see what we're looking for in the store.
Okay, maybe Auntie, you can line up the products over there and let the camera kind of zoom in on it. Or why don't you bring, here, I'll tell you what you do. Give me your products here, your 3 products, and I'll put them on your Elmo for you. Okay, these and you have the jalapeno or something? Okay, and is that it? What
Kimchi
about
sauce,
the pickled? This is the
I'll
relish.
help you.
Okay,
help you.
I'll set it up here. Okay, here we go. We're going to get the Elmo. Just a sec, folks, while I get everything set up here.
We do have a
we'll
bigger
show
size
you.
for
It's
institutional
not that
size.
we endorse any of these things, but we just want to show you what's over here. Okay, there we go. If we could have the Elmo. The first one is the Mountain brand jalapeno heat wave pickled relish. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Aunty Soon's hot stuff. Okay. And then we have the Aunty Soon's kimchi sauce. And, oops, it's rolling away from me. And we also have the Aunty Soon, Aunty Soon's jalapeno whole pickle. And Aunty, you said that's number 10?
I
you
think
bite
so.
into it?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the jalapeno that we grow in Hilo is a Scoville about 4,000 to 6,000 heat unit.
Okay.
So once you pickle them, it becomes very hot.
Okay, that's a number 10. So, and then also the hot stuff comes in a plastic bottle also, right?
Yes,
And no MSG in your products.
No MSGs.
Okay, for the caller there in Mountain View, that's the lineup of the hot stuff.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. We have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Kaiviki.
Okay.
My question is to do with kimchi. When she make her kimchi, is not the sauce, it's the kimchi itself. What I learned from making kimchi, you gotta salt the cabbages, right?
Right. She did that with Hawaiian salt, and,
Okay.
And she let it sit for about an hour.
Yeah. What about the onions as well? She put onions inside, yeah? She
Some
salt the onions too.
Some green onions, yes.
Okay, green onions, yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay, well, thank you for calling from
Thank you.
Kaiviki here near Hilo. We have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Hello.
Hi.
This is Darla Moe from Hawaiian Paradise Park in Tuna. My question is, she must be probably exceptionally good cook. Did you ever publish a book?
Well, you mean, does Aunty Soon have a cookbook?
Yeah.
I don't think she has one yet, but
no, not yet. Not yet. But
she
like I
has
said,
a little handout, I think, and this handout has a lot of recipes in there. And is that available, Auntie?
yes, we have some. We have some in the. I got about 12 recipes that is something that I came up with. It's a color butcher. It's on the right now. Long's drugstore. They have it on the available right now. And anytime you need, you can just call me and I can mail it out to you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
One of my favorites is the chicken barbecue Korean. I hope it's there too.
I'll probably try it next time too.
Oh, okay. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for calling from Paradise Park here on the Big Island. And of course, all of the recipes that are prepared here on the program will be in our Focus on Agriculture cookbook at the end of the semester. And we have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please? Hello, you're on the air. Are you there?
Pete
Hi.
Beck.
Hi, how are you?
This is Peter Park. I'm
Okay.
calling from Kona.
All right.
I'd like to ask Auntie Sue, where is her restaurant in Honoka?
Oh, she doesn't have a restaurant yet. She only has a factory there to make all these hot stuff.
Oh, I see. I
So-
thought maybe she had a restaurant that I would like to stop by and taste.
Well, one day, maybe when the money starts rolling in, maybe she'll open up a restaurant.
Oh, okay. Thank you a lot.
Okay, well, thank you for calling.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. We have another caller, so could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, this is Larry. I'm calling from Kauai.
Okay.
And I wanted to know about Auntie Jalapenos, if we can have the farmer where they grow that at.
Okay, Auntie, soon, I believe all of your producers are here in Hilo.
Yes, right now, the Hamakua area, most of them is grows a Hilo right now. We do working on some the Maui too right now, but mostly right now it's a Hilo. They're coming out of the Hilo right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and I believe we don't have a caller now, so I think Pat has a question. Okay, Pat, go ahead.
Yeah, this question is for Auntie. Auntie, your sauce on the bottle, as I was reading it through, it doesn't show anything about refrigeration, but you said your sauce is fresh, you say? So do you have to like refrigerate it, and like how long would it keep in the fridge?
You don't, actually the room temperature will be fine until you open a kimchi sauce. Especially kimchi sauce, you can just put it in afterwards. But once you put it in the refrigerator, it stays definite, especially with the glass bottle. But hot stuff, I try to not to put it in the refrigerator because it gets kind of like hardened inside the cold temperature. So the room temperature will be fine.
So you don't recommend to refrigerate the sauce?
No, hot stuff, no. The kimchi sauce, after you open it, then you should put it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and we have another question from Jack here in the back in the classroom.
Yeah, I'm interested when you get through bottling it and labeling.
Oh, Jack, can you press the button and let the green light go on and let it go? There you go. Let go of the button once the green light's on. If that one's not working, maybe the next, is there another mic? Okay, there we go.
Okay. After you finish bottling and labeling this, is there another company that packages it for you and ships it to the mainland? And do you have another company that advertises it and distributes it on the mainland for you? Or do you do all that yourself too?
So far, we do all mostly right here. The commissary, there's a group that, HFMA group that we're sending out together to promoting the Hawaii products in the commissary right now in the mainland. But mostly we do all the packing and the sales and everything. Yeah. In Honolulu, we do have distributors. Other islands has distributors. But mainland, hopefully we can find in outside private sector besides a commissary. Hopefully we find somebody near future.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for the question, Jack. We have two callers on the line. Will the first caller let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Yes, I'm calling from Kauai.
Okay.
I'd like to know if she has a product sold on Kauai.
If she has...
What market is she?
Okay, Auntie, is your products marketed over there on
in Kauai? Yes. We, I think most store, supermarket, they do carry it. But however, jalapeno, we're not quite ready yet. It's not, enough the quantity to send it out to other island yet. But you should find it most stores, supermarket. If it's not, like I said, just ask them. Ask to a store manager or somebody, and they will get it for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for calling from Kauai. Do we have another question from the... Do we have another caller on the line?
Yes, Doc. This is your friend from Mountain View.
Okay, go ahead, Sarge.
I have a very serious question. Soon, you mentioned about that 1 hour kimchi. How long does it take to process the regular kimchi, 1 bak or cucumbers?
Korean, the traditional Korean kimchi, the whole cabbage kimchi, it takes about 2 to 4 hours to salt them. And then after that, you prepare with the seasoning. It takes about quite a long time for at least 5-6 hours to make the Korean traditional kimchi. this one it just takes about an hour, about 40 minutes of salted time, and then that's it. So it's a lot easier. But Korean cabbage takes a little longer to salt them.
How long is that?
Oh, depending on the whatever quantity you have. One cabbage takes about a couple hours. So if you use 5, 6 of them to make the whole bunch of them, it probably takes about 4 hours to prepare.
And you mentioned something about putting it on the side in room temperature for how many hours?
This one, the head cabbage, you can eat them right away. And also the Korean kimchi, other things, you leave them out in a room temperature for overnight. And when they, after fermented a little bit, then you can put it in a refrigerator to keep a crunch flavor.
And is your sauce the authentic sauce that we use for regular kimchi?
I think so. My sauce is almost close to the homemade, but it's made with the machine. So, but all the ingredients I use, it's almost close to the homemade ones, because you can't beat the homemade kimchi, but it's close enough.
Yeah, thank you, because a lot of these kimchis that we have been eating now are all, you know, kind of been stored in the refrigerator so long that you lost the taste.
Yeah, the head cabbage, you don't leave them too long. Korean kimchi, like one bok, a Korean cabbage, if you leave them longer in the refrigerator, it gets a taste better, or more kind of like a sour taste. But head cabbage usually with the cucumbers, and it wouldn't go too long. It gets a little vinegary real quick, so I would just eat them less than a week.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you for calling from Mountain View, Sergeant. And we have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Hi, I'm calling from Kanaka Beach in Pauwa,
Okay.
actually Hawaiian beaches.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask you, she had that poke going,
Yeah.
and she said she had 5 pounds of fish, and it doesn't look like 5 pounds. And the ingredients, if I would put that much for that amount of fish, would that been would the end result come out the same?
Aunty, do you think you can answer that question?
This is 2 plates about 5 pounds. That's what I purchased last night. But seasoning, depending on what you taste, if you like them a lot hotter, you can always add more. So you can just play with it and have a fun with it and find out, you know, which one's flavor is better for you. You can cut it down a little bit less, or depending on, you know, what your flavors, what you like. To me, with about 1 pound, I use about half bottles. So depending on the, you know, your taste.
Does that answer the question in Pahoa?
Yes, sir, it really does. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your program.
Thank you very much. Well, it couldn't happen unless we have people like Aunty Soon to share their time with us. We have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Lonnie. I'm calling from Kailua, Oahu.
Okay.
And my question is in reference to the recipes. I called the Longs here in Kailua. And they don't know anything about it. So would it be that it just is in Hilo?
Yeah. Right now the Hilo Longs has a sale, and they do have a recipe down there.
Will your product, so your product is
Yes.
is it here in Oahu?
Oh, the Oahu, they should have them, the longs and full ends. If they don't have them, maybe distributor is getting lazy.
So if they don't have the product, they won't have the.
Just ask for the manager, and hopefully they get it out to you.
Oh, I see. Okay,
yeah. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for calling from Kailua over there on Oahu. We hope that the supermarkets will stock their shelves tomorrow so that you can go out there and get your hot sauce. And I think we have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Honoka'a.
Okay.
Yeah, Aunty Soon, I wanted to know where could I pick up your products from in Honoka'a?
Okay. Aunty?
In Honoka'a, we have a Tikara store, T Kaneshiro, TKS, and also there's some gift shop down in the street. So TKA usually carries all the time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And I'd like to say you put the H in Honoka'a.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for calling from Honoka'a. And do we have another caller? We do not. Patrick, did you say you had a question? Go ahead, Pat.
Yes, Doctor. I had another question for Aunty Soon. Aunty Soon, I want to know about your sauce. I was also, again, looking over your label on your bottle. And I was wondering, could people who have special dietary restrictions, such as diabetics or other guys who have problems with their diet, could they eat your products and not worry about it?
Well, since I don't use any MSG, I do use some brown sugar in it. But however, it's not much to worry about it. But if you are strict, have a problem with the diabetic or somebody, I think maybe it's better to cut it down, because I do use brown sugars, and also on the hot stuff I use molasses in it too. Molasses is a natural, so should be okay even for diabetic. But even you take the quantity, you might. So it's better to cut it down if you have problems. But it's better than having a MSG though.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, while we're waiting for some phone calls, I'm going to ask Aunty Soon a question. How would you rate your local style kimchi here compared to the traditional home kimchi?
Well, the kimchi that I found here in the grocery stores, it's something that you can hands-on and easy, and everybody enjoys it over here. But to me, it tends to a little bit mild size. It's not hot like a homemade kimchi. But it's something that everybody used to over here. And if you like a little bit hotter ones, you can always add a little bit more peppers in it. So it'll be okay.
Okay, for those of you who just joined us, you're watching Agriculture 194T, Focus on Agriculture, and we have about another 4 minutes to take some phone calls. The numbers are on the screen, 974-7726, 974-7727. And we have a caller, so will our caller let us know where you're calling from, and go ahead with the question, please.
Hi, I'm calling from Maui.
Okay, and question?
And I'd like to know, what is the portion of the soy sauce to the jalapeno juice in the salad?
Okay, Auntie, how much of the juice from the jalapeno sauce do you use compared to the other ingredients?
Well, again, I always emphasize that whatever amount that you can use. The soyu tends to salty, and so I don't use it too much. But for tonight, I use about 1 cup for this salad dressing.
That is 1 cup?
Yes.
Soy sauce to the juice.
1 jar, usually about a little over half a cup in a jar.
And
okay,
how much?
Thank you.
Okay, and then how much soyu did you put to that?
1/3 of soyu goes in there for natural soyu, and also I make my own homemade soyu too, so we add those as a natural, so we can sell them in a natural food store too, and some vinegars in there.
Okay, we have another caller. Could you let us know where you're calling from and go ahead with the question, please?
Yes, Doug. Me again. You hit it right on the nose. I just wanted to compare the kimchi from here compared to the ones that you made in Korea. What was the difference? Over here it's really mild, and I wanted to know if it's comparable to the one in Korea.
Auntie Soon, the kimchi that you made tonight, that's not quite the same as the traditional Korean kimchi, correct?
No.
It's much milder, is it?
Much milder, almost close to the local flavor kimchi that we have it here. There's something that I came up with the head cabbage for, with the pineapple, makes it a little sweeter. And it's just like have a little local style, so I came up with this one. But it's a little bit hotter than most kimchi that you find it over here.
Thank you. I like mine hot.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Sarge, I guess you're going to have to get some Hawaiian chili pepper and chop it up and put it in there and beef it up a little bit, right?
Or jalapeno.
Okay, and again, we are coming to you live this evening, and we have another, I'd say about 3 minutes, time for a couple questions. So if you're watching us this evening and have any question about Aunty Soon's hot sauce, or I guess any type of dishes that might need some hot sauce, give us a call and Aunty Soon can answer them for you. This evening, Aunty Soon prepared for us a cold soba noodle and a seafood plate, poki ahi or ahi poki, and also a Hawaiian-style kimchi and a tuna sandwich spread, and a jalapeno shoyu dressing for salad, and we have a caller. So will the caller let us know where you're calling from, and go ahead with the question.
Dr. Fujii,
yes.
This is Haruso Joe.
Well, I've been waiting for you, Haruso. Where have you been?
Aunty Soon might know. My sister-in-law bought these powdered Korean peppers, and she bought a big bottle, and so she gave me a little bit because, peppers are expensive in the supermarket, So, but they say that it's a Korean pepper, and it's powdered, and it has a nice color. Now, why don't she produce some of that stuff and ship them down to us down at Chinatown? Because, only one type, the powdered chili pepper I have is the one that's commercial and that don't have a very nice color. That's why you notice the recipe that I gave you, Dr. Fujii.
Yes.
I bought those regular red peppers and chop them up, and that gives them a beautiful color. But now my sister-in-law gave me this red pepper that comes from Korea, I think. And boy, that thing it looks real beautiful, So I'm wondering if Aunty Soon should go into
making that chili powder?
Yeah, and ship them down to us because my sister-in-law said she only bought them in a real big bottle, and we commercial people want small amounts.
I think the problem, Haruso Joe, is that she won't have enough growers to produce enough to market it out here. But I know what you mean. I used to work for the U.S. Customs there many years ago, and when I used to check baggage of some of the Koreans coming over, they had these big bags of chili pepper powder, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because, when I went from Busan to Seoul...
Okay, listen, Haruso, we've kind of run out of time, so I'm going to have to cut you off, sorry.
Okay.
Please give us a call next time.
Okay, bye.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Aunty Soon Burnham for joining us this evening, and we hope that you'll try her hot sauce out there. And I'd like to remind you that next Thursday evening we're going to feature the Hawaii Community College Culinary Art Program. And so their students will be here preparing several dishes for us. So we hope that you'll join us next Thursday evening when we have the Hawaii Community College Culinary Arts Program. This is Jack Fujii saying thank you very much for watching our program this evening. And thank you, Aunty Soon, for joining us this evening and sharing your products and your recipes with us. This is Jack Fujii saying good evening.
Thank you, Dr. Fujii.